Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Sorry about the delay. We've had a bit of an issue with load shedding and getting things up and going. We won't cut you short, I promise. What we'll try and do is, most probably I won't give a break and just sort of carry on straight through so we can make up some time. And at least get as much done as we can get done. We are at least up and running and going. And yeah, it's, you know what, I've got a serious suspicion my quote for the day might be very appropriate. But you know what, a boerdemakeplan. And if nothing else, we roll with the punches, and we are South Africans. We are resilient and we are tough, and we sort life out. Okay, so if you do have load shedding wherever you are, we totally understand. And as always, these sessions are recorded. I don't have load shedding scheduled for whilst I'm presenting, but I do live in Hilton. So I live on an unpredictable power grid. But as a result, I have like 4 backups. So I should be fine. Okay. We will cover everything we need to do. We will have a good, honest conversation, and we will enjoy our session today. Okay. Yeah, I think every one of us have had challenges. I don't know if anybody else is feeling this, like March, April have been just interesting months. What do the Chinese say? May you live in interesting times. And those have definitely proven true for these last couple of months. I am covering March. So please ask questions, please comment. These sessions are meant to be, I mean, Letty and I have different styles. We approach these sessions in different ways, which I think is to your benefit. But I take these sessions as a pulse check. Okay, so I take these sessions as to come in once a month and to get, almost like a gossipy sort of pulse check as to what's happening in the country, what's happening around you, what is it that you need to be aware of that is going on. Obviously, we can't get into a significant amount of detail in these sessions because there's, we really are scanning the environment and sort of saying, oh, by the way, did you hear about this? And by the way, did you know about this? And did you know that this is coming down the tracks? Or are you aware, just to be careful of that? So not everything affects everybody. Not everything will be relevant to you. Some might be, some might not be. I have sent through to SAAA what I refer to as my source documents. So there is a whole pack of articles and reference information for you to go and have a look at, which basically backs up everything that I'm discussing and talking about today. And for those of you that know me well and don't need to see my bio, you'll know that I can handle questions on the fly. I don't mind going down different routes and different chats. And Etienne, welcome to the Madhouse. And if you've got issues and challenges, we can deal with them as we go along with us today. Okay. So for those of you that are new, like Etienne, this is who I am, where I'm coming from. And what I have, what I do and what I'm about. I am a bit of a regular here at SAAA, and I absolutely love this audience because you always keep me on my toes, and we always have a lot of fun while we're here together. So, please engage, please don't be quiet and shy. We'll have some fun today. So there's a standard structure that goes through this. We look at basically the entire broad spectrum. And some months we quiet in some areas and more active in other areas. It all does depend on what's going on. The last 2 months, we've had quite a bit of, all of the practitioners have been quite busy in tax. I know that audits are getting kicked off for the February year ends. So March has been quite busy with that, and into April. We're basically trying to handle 4-week work weeks. I think I mean, I think we go for 4 or 5 weeks where we basically only work for 4 days in a week. Well, our staff only work for 4 days in a week. If you're an entrepreneur, you work 60 hours, so you don't work 40 hours for someone else, and you hate public holidays. So it's been a bit of an itty-bitty time. So it's been hard to get traction in this time period, but there is still stuff that's happening and things that are going down, okay, and things that are flittering around us okay. So as you can see, COVID is the last time we should be having that on the menu, because as you know, lockdown has come to an end. So my quote for the day, I do love Winston Churchill. I tend to go to him quite often. And as you know, my Kloof compatriot will know that being in KwaZulu-Natal over the last 2 weeks has not been an easy experience. And I just thought that this quote by Winston Churchill is pretty much, I think, how most South Africans are feeling right now. I think most of us are feeling very challenged. To me, it's a sign of how fatigued and how difficult we're finding things when I haven't seen the humor. Okay. I haven't seen the humor that South Africans usually bring to a challenge or a situation. And for KwaZulu-Natal at the moment, we are almost 9 months to the day from the civil unrest that we had last year in July. The civil unrest in July last year was the 11th and 12th of July. And the flooding that happened last week was on the 11th of April. So it was pretty much 9 months to the day. And as someone saying hashtag too soon, it's exactly how we're feeling. So, you know, Winston Churchill, his advice to people, and I have to say I've muttered this to myself extensively over the last couple of months, is if you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stand still. Don't wallow in where you are. Keep moving, because at least, you know, you'll get to the other side eventually. You will get through this. And keeping one foot moving in front of the other is the only way we can actually deal with this. So it's been a really, really challenging time. I drove down to Durban yesterday in the M13. It was, you know, thank goodness I have a 4x4 vehicle that I could use, because, you know, trees and sand and everything else on a national highway is quite daunting. And we're feeling it. So definitely thoughts and prayers to my neighbours down in Durban and as far up as Hillcrest and that. It has definitely been a challenging time. So keep that in mind. We do get through this, but I do think we've had one blow after the next, and it's getting a bit hectic. Okay. And there are a couple of interesting thoughts as we go through this that I think, without being aware that it was all sort of connecting in, it does become relevant. Okay, because bearing in mind that we start looking and planning at this well in advance before we finally get to where we are. Okay. Yeah. So it has been very real and very challenging. So getting into the topic and what we're needing to talk about today, the theme that revealed itself. So, you know, while you're going about and preparing, what I do when I'm aware that it's my turn coming up is I pretty much have a folder, my MCLU April folder, on my in my storage. And as I see interesting articles and as I see developments, I sort of store these articles into that folder. And when it comes to putting the agenda together and it comes to sort of giving a heads up as to what's coming, I sort of look through the folder, and a definite theme came through for me, which nature then decided to add to it, was something called ESG. Okay. I don't know if any of you have heard or have become aware of this theme and this movement, really, and this this thing that's gaining traction around the world called ESG reporting. Okay. And it's a multidisciplinary concept. It's not just sort of tax or auditing or accounting or financial management or law. It's actually touching all of those aspects. So just for a moment in the question answer box, what do you think ESG stands for? You're going to see it in the media. You're going to see it. You would have seen it actually in the agenda for today in the marketing material. What do you think ESG stands for? If somebody so says, well, oh, do you know about ESG reporting? Are you aware of what's happening with ESG reporting?
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.